Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to the channel Turbo Talon Golf on YouTube. It is Monday the 15th of September 2025. Today I'm going to be playing something I do every so often. It's Bethpage Black from the back tees. You can see the settings up here. I'm just getting everything set up. I was hoping to get, I got another set of those one length irons coming in the mail. Instead of Pine Meadow Golf, they're AGX or something. I got them off of eBay. But they've got graphite shafts and they've already got medium grips on them, and I think it's 4 through pitching wedge. But AGX is another not top tier brand. Because I'm honestly starting to think that all golf clubs are just made in the same damn factory and then they have different stamps put on them. But there's certainly a difference between blades and cavity backs and muscle backs. I will say that. That's pretty undisputable. But as far as some of the other stuff goes, I just don't know. Maybe I'm not a good enough golfer to know the difference. Maybe lots of things. I don't know. Got golf clubs here from hell to breakfast. There's that golf club I'm looking for. All right, we'll get started here soon. I'm just trying to get a little bit organized. You know, Monday, good old Monday. What do we got going on here? Is we got anybody in the chats? I don't know. Zoom out. I don't think anyone's in here, which is fine. Okay. This is probably going to be a little bit rough. I haven't swung a golf club since yesterday at the golf course. I chose to partake in other activities instead of playing sim golf yesterday. Yeah, there we go. There we go. 284 to the dog leg. I might have to clean some of these clubs as I go. I tried to keep them clean at the golf course, but that doesn't always pan out. Anyway, I'm playing with the ProTee VX today just to mix it up. Played 3 rounds of golf outside this weekend, and I'm not sure I sliced a single shot off the tee. And it kind of pisses me off because for some reason in the simulator, lots of slicing going on. No wind. And I am not even going to pretend to understand it. Well, there you go. That's not a slice. Now is it? It's always something a little bit different here in the simulator. Really don't know what to expect. 224 into the pin on a par 4. Good old some action off the tips here. We're down a little. Crummy little draw there. We'll have to get warmed up. $80 into the pin. I'm not real sure what my 80 club is at this point. Okay, we got a little bit of a double breaker. 35 playing, I don't know, less than 20 perhaps. Not bad, not bad. We'll be playing for bogey on these holes. Well, that's not a bad little shot at all. It ain't gonna be in the fairway. Actually came into out. Unbelievable. We got 152 playing 162. We're going uphill. Make sure there's no grass in my club here. I'm using these PGX1 single length irons. Still. Hey, Triple Threat Golf, how you doing? Yeah, I just kind of saw it as a double break downhill, and so I hit the ball straight. I don't even think I adjusted. I play Bethpage Black from the tips, I don't know, every so often. I don't know how many videos I have. But I think the first time I played it, and it may have been the only time I recorded it, I didn't shoot very well. How are you doing today? How's your Monday going so far? I'm waiting on this package. It says it's going to be delivered today by 9 p.m. But the last time it had a checkpoint was yesterday in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm in northern Utah. So either the shipping's wrong and it won't be here till tomorrow or Wednesday, or they haven't been scanning it at the different checkpoints. I don't know. But the reason I got on my phone to begin with, yeah, I don't have my last score for Bethpage Black, but it's supposed to be one of the hardest golf courses on the planet, and I don't disagree. It usually beats the hell out of me. Okay, I didn't expect that to make us putt. Looks like it's breaking pretty hard. This one's gonna have to side door it here. We're just slightly short of the gimme. Nope, didn't get her. The one-length clubs are doing really well. They take a lot of the inconsistency, especially for a new golfer. They take a lot of the inconsistency out. I mean, they're not going to turn you into a Tour Pro overnight, but those are basically the cheapest ones I could find, and I've played 3 rounds out on the real course with them. They're pretty nice so far. I think that would have probably been a pretty nice shot had I not pushed it over there. I don't know whose version it is. I only saw one version. This isn't CE's. This is somebody named Justin9926. Is the one you're talking about behind a paywall? $37. You guys, I think the last time I did a video at Bethpage Black off the tips was triple digit score. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to see, and I'll have a whole bunch of videos coming up. I've only been golfing for a little over a year, seriously. And what I'm gonna do is do some like almost like 1 year in videos. Like it's almost, Flying Fat Kid will identify with this. It's almost been a year since that Pasa Tiempo round I played. I think I shot like 34 over par. But what I want to do is do some like 1 year later videos. Yeah, we're playing bogey golf here. I don't remember the total course length. 250, and there's a bunker right in the area here. I'm sure that's going to be in Margaritaville. Yep. So I can't, this is going to sound insane, but I can't hit a slice right now to save my life. And that should have, I don't know, maybe that should have been a little slicey. It's kind of hard to tell. It is certainly a bit warm in here. Let's turn on the fan. Oh, Jay's back. Hello, Jay. What do you say? Oh, get up there. This Jay person has come into every single one of my podcasts for the last, not podcasts, that's a different media platform. Every single one of my videos for the last, I don't know, 3 times now. We try to have a good time. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome here in the simulator. Let's putt. Nah, let's not putt. I'm trying to get a little better at chipping off the edge of the green. What I'm not good is reading the comments. Jay, crack a joke about my my white t-shirt I wore because I'm too lazy to change to play golf in here. I didn't expect that to roll out so much. Fun times to be had by all here in the simulator. I suppose that's fun. If I could make a putt. $10-foot putt, 10.5-foot putt. You're probably not going to make too many 10.5-foot putts. As evidenced by that. Okay, bogey golf at Bethpage Black. We're just going to have to call it, call that okay. If I continue this streak, I should be able to break my old record, which is not, right? It's nothing to write home about. Dude, I can't slice the ball. I can hit it left and I can hit it straight, but it won't slice. Oh no. That sucks, dude. Let's try to hit another one here. 2 strokes. Bethpage is it's not a course that to the untrained eye would look difficult. Like, it doesn't have tight fairways. It's got a lot of bunkers. But so far as I can tell, I've clearly never played it myself. Okay, there's a little bit of a fadey slice. It gets you with a lot of elevation change, and there's a lot of bunkers around the greens, but it's nothing that the naked eye, if you didn't know where you were, you wouldn't say like, oh, this is very difficult. I don't know if I'm articulating that correctly. Guys, this is a suicide shot. If we can just be somewhere with a shot at the flag. This hole is going to be pretty bad. Probably a quad bogey or something, but you can't really expect much when you go OB off the tee. There's Jay with the that's what she said jokes. We always appreciate those. We can all appreciate a good that's what she said joke. Nice and fat. Uphill, uphill, uphill. You guys, I am not feeling, what's the word? I'm not feeling charismatic today. Just playing some golf and talking about stupid crap here. I feel like that should have gone further. Let's look at some stuff here. 40-yard carry in GSPro. 65-yard carry in the lab software. So what I'm thinking is there's some deviation or variation going on in how the roughs are playing. We'll see. Okay, so we're 8 over now after 5, so that got us pretty good. We'll see if we can keep the ball in bounds for the majority of the rest of the round. Those OBs, I'm not saying you can't overcome them, but they really screw your round up pretty quick. Okay, there's your sky ball. I don't really hit those in real life either, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? 211, yeah. So this is part of what makes Bethpage Black so hard is you're really not gonna find a lot of greens where you're not pretty heavily protected by bunkers. And you'll see that throughout the round. I don't watch much professional golf, so I'm sure you guys all have Bethpage Black memorized. But since that's so far offline, it's probably going to be in a bunker. And that's what we do. Okay. So Triple Threat Golf says he likes the video of the swing. What software do I use to pick it up when you swing and end? It's just built into the lab software that comes with the ProTee VX. The golf club video's coming from the launch monitor up here. I have a camera back here. And then of course I have this cinematic camera following me around as I do my stuff, but yeah. Let's get out of this bunker. Hopefully we're all right. That wasn't bad. Have any of you guys, Flying Fat Kid or Hazel, have you guys had this J character in your chats? I don't know if he or she or it is AI or not. Definitely dominates the chat. Okay, that's our first par, and it probably shouldn't have been one because of the bad drive and some other shots. 284's a little out of my range. Okay, there we go. There's that slice. There's that slice. I could not get the ball to slice for a, what, few holes. We got some tree trouble. What do we got to do to get over the trees but out of the sand here? 45. But you can, back to what I was talking about, you can tell the software how long to record before and after. It also will tell, it'll give you the option about, an option of how long you want to, or how slow you want it to be. So the slower or the higher the frame rate your camera's running at, the more you can slow down the video and have it still look pretty decent. That felt fat, so I think we might be okay. Which means I used the wrong club, because if I'd have got a hold of it, it would have been off the back of the green. You get impact at ball motion with the still of ball when club strikes. Everyone has this with their videos, but I can't figure out how to display it when I'm using GSPro. What launch monitor are you using? HLA was to the right. Unicore. Which Unicore is it? "220 yards over water to a well-protected green." Oh, you gotta love Bethpage Black. It's been a long time since I played this one. Maybe for a reason. Come on back. Nah, that's drawn. You better be good out of the sand if you're gonna play here. And I can't even imagine what it'd be like in real life. So if you're using the iMini Lite, can you get it to display does it display in the iMini Lite software? You just can't get it to display with OBS, or? I'm trying to troubleshoot and play golf at Bethpage Black, so you'll have to forgive me here. Jay, I don't have any sponsorships, and we're talking about channel's logo, motto, mantra, like we have in the last couple of videos. You keep saying the same things over and over in the chat, so it's getting kind of stale. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, we're 9 over after 8. We need to get a couple of more pars here. This has got a slightly wider fairway. Where are we aimed? Maybe keep it out of that sand trap because it looks absolutely stinking diabolical. Oh yeah, it's back, dude. Look at that slice. So the difference between a straight shot and a slice, and I don't know if it's the launch monitor or GSPro, but it's basically the equivalent of like walking on a razor blade. And I'm not talking about like cutting your feet. I'm talking about like trying to balance on a tightrope. It's pretty lame. Yeah, I think I'm basically shooting myself in the foot on this round. I was doing okay off the tee, and I was still playing bogey golf. So if I don't get something going off the tee, I'm going to have a pretty horrible round, methinks. Well, that sucks. It's not in the bunker. Yeah, that's what you got to do, is grab it and screen capture it into into OBS. That's the only way it'll work. And trust me when I say that when I first started using OBS, it was a damn mystery. But if you spend some time messing with it, it gets to be a lot more user-friendly. Okay, that ain't gonna work at all. 5 carry. Yeah, you can't be chipping like that and expect to get any sort of a score here. I think it would be whatever monitor you have it on, it'd be create a new display capture and then select whatever monitor you have it on and then size it into OBS and it should be fine. Yeah, we can't be missing putts that close. It's going to be a rough round, boys. Yeah, OBS will let you do all kinds of funky stuff. It's pretty crazy what it'll let you do. 12 over after 11. I won't say this is the worst round I've ever played, but if I don't get this, I can't figure out exactly what the launch monitor is looking for the slice. Because I played, what, 50, whatever 18 times 3 is, I played 54 holes of golf over the weekend and was just hitting nice, long, beautiful drives. And then I come in here and something's different. I don't know what it is. Like that one went straight, probably straight into a sand trap. 240. Yeah. I think Bethpage Black, honestly, is elevation and bunkers. Like there's not, I would absolutely love to play there, but it's elevation changes and bunkers. That's it. There's bunkers everywhere. Like it's not oh, I can't keep my ball on the fairway because the fairway's lined with trees or anything like that. It's just elevation and bunkers. Nothing really more to speak about. We got to waste a shot to get out of here. I don't want to hit a wood out of a bunker. Oh, got her to work. Yes, yes, that's sweet. 100 yards in. What's my 100-yard club? I don't know. I actually don't know what it is. And when those other clubs show up, I'll have to, unless they suck, I'll have to learn how to do this all over again. That wasn't bad. Not bad. We're leaking to the left, or excuse me, the right. We'll just put the thing way over here and hit it. We're going 20, 21 feet. Just want to leak it over. That's good enough for your 2-putt. You can't really expect to be 1 putt in every green unless you land extremely close to the hole. I don't know how far this SOB thinks I hit here. Okay, that was another sky ball. I don't hit pop-ups and I don't really slice on the real golf course. Quite an enigma to me. I don't have access to like a high-end launch monitor anymore. My local simulator uses TrackMan. but to see if the slicing is so apparent there too. So I don't know. I've never used one of those $20,000 launch monitors. Nice fat shot. Nice waste of a stroke there. Even on holes where I feel like I'm striking the ball pretty well, it feels like the best I could possibly do would be bogey. Okay, that's fun. This ball is going to be impossible to stop. Well, I mean, as soon as it gets on the green, it'll be impossible to stop. The hell was that? Oh, good old GSPro. We're 15 over after 11. I think if I continue on this pace, I'm not going to do much better than I did in my other round. It might just be too hard of a course for me. You know? It's probably too hard of a course for most people. But maybe we can shave a few strokes. Okay, that's a little fade. Perhaps some would call it a slice. It's coming back over. It'll be on the fairway. That's pretty sweet. Not getting hamstringed right out of the gate. Hamstrung. 250 to the pin. This is a par 4. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, that must have been toey. Why on earth would that shot have done that? So that hit directly in the middle of the impact screen, was almost a perfect shot with a perfectly aligned face, slightly closed. Like, I got a good mind to hit mulligan on that, but I'm not going to. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm having some PTSD here. What did we just lose out of that rough? Carry 53, carry 76. So we're in that different colored grass. Like, you got to hit the ball even harder than you think you do for normal GSPro shenanigans. And now I want to see this version of Bethpage Black from CE Golf. Unless it's behind a Patreon paywall, I don't know. I've got quite a few of those going already. 15 playing 12. It's not helping us that we can't sink a putt. There's another double. So I'd say bogey golf is what I am aiming for on a regular course, but from the tips, probably should be aiming for, yeah, 7,400 yards. Probably should be saying double bogeys, basically par. Now here is a hole where both sides of the fairway are OB. And I know my miss is typically to the right. I actually might not be able to even get to where the OB starts, but we'll see. That might be off the right side of the fairway. Yeah, that grass takes a hold. What do we got? 300. We got a long ways to go, guys. We are nowhere even in the neighborhood. Everything's wanting to go right. That was Healy. That probably actually should have gone right. 220 to the pin. Forty-nine yards. Good roll. We'll take that. Downhill, breaker, 13 playing 11. So close. Okay, regular bogey. What are we doing here now? We still got some catch-up work to do. 159 to the pin. This is probably the easiest par 3 we're going to get, sadly. 160 to the pin. With a headwind, slightly downhill. Okay, we only had a bunker on the left, and that's where the ball's going. Looks like we came through with a quote-unquote closed club face. I guess it was slightly closed. Left. 30 yards to the pin. Sit down, don't make me putt. I'm looking at some new wedges, something that'll give me a little bit more bite onto the greens. Not saying it never happens anymore, but it's a lot less frequent that I like skull a ball. That was crappy. I'd like to have some bite. I'd like my ball to check a little when I hit the green, as we all would, but it doesn't often work that way for me. Sky high there. Should be good though, it's on the fairway. Two 230 to an uphill pin. It's a sucker pin tucked behind a bunker. Nothing good can come of this. Let's just get the ball up. That was actually a really good shot. No complaints. We do got to get up and down. We're really close to the fringe. There's not a whole lot I can expect here other than probably disappointment. Let's make sure the ball is up and then try to get some loft under it. Oh, this rough is just murdering me. Now we're kind of in even a worse predicament. The rough's got me twice now. I don't know what kind of rough they use in this course, but pretty crazy. Come on, baby. $195. We've got quite a journey to make here to the green. Oh, buddy. It's not a bad shot. Not a bad shot. If you watch some of my older videos, holy cannoli. I couldn't hit woods, I couldn't hit hybrids, I couldn't hit anything. Okay, that was a duff. Ooh, that rough is nasty. All right, so I'm going to add to my previous statement about Bethpage black. It's starting to get to where everything's encompassed in the statement, but the rough's actually really unforgiving as well. And I think that that is a well-known characteristic of the course. Man, that didn't break at all. Ooh, that was a double? Had a 300-yard drive and that was a double? Oh, you guys, you can't do anything but laugh at golf. It's too hard. It's too hard. We might be all right. This rough is nasty. This rough is nasty. If I could play this round again, which I can't because I'm live streaming, I would do a couple of things differently. One of them being with this rough, I would make sure I was out at any cost. It's so unforgiving. Okay, there's a little par. We're 22 over, we're on the 18th hole. We've got bunkers from hell to breakfast. Probably out of my range in the landing area, fortunately. If we do hit far enough to go in the bunkers, we are certainly going to be in one. That was not what I perceived to be a bad shot with the 3-wood, but for some reason just was not good enough for GSPro. 194. All right, let's take a look at some stats here for what that just happened during that shot. We had 212 carry in the lab software, and I got 133 carry in GSPro. We've got a few things working against us. It was out of the rough, it was uphill, and it was into the wind. But I think losing 80 to 90 yards because of that, losing a football field of length because of that, maybe a little much. Yeah, I would play this rough a lot differently if when I play my next round. Going to make us putt. This should conclude the round, and then I'll look up what I got in the last score I played on Bethpage from the back tees. I don't think we've drained a putt yet. No, I think we might have. Okay, there we go. 94. Let me check my last score. I got to go to my own YouTube channel. Your videos. There's some search function, manage videos. Yep, we established I'm looking for a video. I love how you pay to use YouTube and it still sucks. Probably should have done this before the video, but who cares? Videos. Is there not a search function? Oh, I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much. View channel, videos. I swear there was a way to search your own videos. Let's do oldest. It was right when I started doing YouTube. Legacy Ridge, Pasatiempo, Red Tail, Hangman, Unicorn stuff, St. Ives, Dinosaur, Top of the World, Georgia Club. Where are you? Where are you? It's right here. There it is. So it was 9 months ago. Posted on November 16th of 2024. So yeah, not quite a year old, but let's scroll to the end here. This is what everybody else does when they watch my videos, so I can do it too. Shot 100 even. So in 9 months of work, you could either say it's really good or really bad, but I shaved 6 strokes. If I could play it again right now, I could probably get into the 80s because I would do a few things different. I would be a lot more mindful of the rough, because something I wasn't paying attention to was that I think all the rough is deep rough. I don't think there's rough and deep rough. I think everything, if you were in the rough, you were in the deep rough, which is I don't know if it is anymore, but it was a 25% penalty. I've been hearing grumblings that there's been an update and it's variable now. But yeah, so we shaved 6 strokes. I feel like I could have done better. If I had more time, I'd play it again real quick, but I don't really feel like it. Not Bethpage black anyway. So there you go. I shaved 6 strokes in 9 months. You could say that's good. You could say that's bad. I don't think that was. I don't even think that was it was a bad round for me. I don't feel like that was an average round for me or a really good one. I feel like that was maybe on the left side of the bell curve. It wasn't a good round at all. Let's see what we got in Sim Golf Tournamentville here. I got a whole bunch of new courses to download, which is good because it means people aren't loading up the same old garbage every week. Flying Fat Kid is at Raven Rock Golf Course. Don't hit the rocks at Raven Rocks. Maybe if I hooked up my Ethernet cable and I wasn't running off of Wi-Fi, we would probably be downloading these courses in like 2 jiggles of a jackrabbit's ass, but it's all good. Let's take a look at some other stuff while we're in here that has no bearing and nobody cares about. Triple bogeys at Minnehaha Country Club. Auto putt 10 handicap and up. I don't think I've even played this one yet. Bear Dance. I think I played Bear Dance for one of you guys' other leagues recently. 2-man scramble that me and Flying Fat Kid rarely ever do anymore. It's just hard to find time when we're both available. Bogey's Backyard is at Wintonberry Hills. That sounds very English. No, New England. Usually those fancy sounding golf courses really kick the crap out of you. Already mentioned that. Marco Simone R. Dyer for Tips Tour. We'll get to that if we get to that. And then Hazel's at DPC Skyglass. Obviously a really awesome course with a much different name because of copyright issues, but I'm sure you can guess which course that is. Let's play Flying Fat Kids round real quick, and then I'm going to go eat some dinner. Okay, it looks like he's got Gimme Auto Putt set to 8, which is very generous. We're playing 5,300 yard tees, Sunday pins, soft greens, stimp of 10, fairway hardness. So this course is either extremely difficult or he's throwing us a meatball. Let's load it up and play around with maybe less commentary and more golf. Less commentary, more golf. We starting out with a par 3. Yeah, starting out with a par 3. It's a par 71 course, 117. Downhill a bit. Pretty stock, honestly. We got a tailwind. I love when I tee up before a round to make it go quicker, and then the first hole's a par 3. I think we're barely on the green. Nope, that ain't green. That's no moon. Scooting, she's scooting. We're doing the walk of shame. I think I've turned a par 3 into a double bogey here somehow. Just a regular ass old bogey. I'm seeing some graphical hiccups. Let's check the graphics. Definitely seeing some graphical hiccups. VSync 1's running at 40 frames. Uncapped is only running at 50. So we don't have any overhead here. We're never going to be able to reach 60. Turning 3D grass off does nothing. Let's dial back the graphics a smidgen. I can't even hit 60 frames a second uncapped with all graphics settings set to crap. It's one of those days. Let's go in and check the draw distance real quick. I'm not going to mess with this too much because it just takes too much damn time. Game, visual settings. It's usually down here somewhere. Yeah, draw distance is set at the max. Let's go back to, let's dial it back a smidge here to like 5,000 feet, save and exit. Let's check our graphics settings again. I don't think there's anything I can do here, guys. It's something else is going on. Yeah, nothing is making the graphics settings change, or the frames change. So let's just play some golf here. Did we find the only sand trap on this entire golf course? Yes, sir. It looks like we did. "73 yards to the pin." I don't know what we're going to lose out of here. Got some wind blowing to the right, too, that I'm not sure I was tracking. All right, let's look at some numbers here real quick because I smoked that ball. 86 carry in GSPro, 103 carry in real life from a 54-degree wedge out of the sand. I don't love it. Okay, so this course definitely has some little quirks to it. It's certainly not a flat municipal course where you're going to go pay 20 bucks for 18 holes. It's deceivingly difficult. but I also am not very good at golf. Another sky ball, huh? That's crazy. If I could hit my drives the way I hit them out on the real golf course, my scores would probably be quite a bit different than they are in here. But it's something I haven't figured out yet. And I don't know if it's something that'll improve over time as my game improves over time, or if I'm just screwed. What's up, for golf's sake? How are you? Just here playing some high handicap golf, baby. That was a pretty bad putt. Not saying I'd have made it, but what do we got going on here? Dog leg right. The mini map doesn't really show where the fairway is. I see a dot here and that's it. I was just telling the camera here that I played 54 holes of golf outside over the weekend. And that never ever happened. In 54 holes, I never did that. They were all nice little baby draws or baby fades, about 275 yards. Keep in mind I'm at 44,000 feet of elevation. But they never did that weak, fadey crap. I love how these cameras just do whatever they want. It kind of pisses me off, but it's not like I'm ever going to be toward the top of any leaderboard in the simulator anyway, right? I want this round to be over quicker, so I'm going to bash the hell out of this ball instead of lay up. This is one of those days you just don't want to be in the sim. Worked all day. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's check some numbers here after we do this. I just need okay, so no matter what I do, I can't get on the fairway. Let's just find a decent little lie here and drop the ball. 198 carry, 223 carry. 60 yards. This is just regular rough. All right, this 50-degree wedge is going a lot further than I think it should be going, and it's kind of causing some trouble. Oh, come on, man. It's like Bethpage black all over again. You're either in the grass or on the fairway, the deep. Okay, kind of probably an unnecessary double there. 114 to a peninsula green. You could call it an island green if you so chose. I don't know what that distance is because we're playing 104 with a tailwind. I'm going to hit my 54-degree wedge and hope we're somewhere good when the dust settles. And it looks like we're going to be all right. This is pretty flat. Let's just hit it. Greens are soft. Okay, got a little birdie there. Nothing to get excited about. Raven Rock Golf Course. This is certainly an unsettling tee shot. Certainly an unsettling tee shot, if I'm being honest. I think you're supposed to go up and around because of the dog leg here, but it doesn't even look like that's what it wants you to do. Okay, that was duffed. We'll see if it goes far enough to not be in trouble. We're down in like a valley. Oh crap, it's saying it's OB. That sucks. Let's re-hit and try to get a hold of the ball this time. We'll aim right here. I'm guessing now that I'll hit the ball correctly and it'll go, I don't know, 30 yards past the green. Yeah, that's the shot I wanted to begin with. It's good to know that that shot exists in my bag, but it's really about being able to hit it the first time, not on a mulligan, not on a re-hit, right? It's about being able to hit it the first time. This is being called deep rough, even though I don't see anything. And do recall we were OB there, so this really won't have any impact. What's next? A little 150er with some wind. What's our 150 club? I don't know. Well, now the wind's directly in our face. Let's club up. Why would that ball go that direction? Okay, should have stuck with the other club. We're a good 40 yards past the pin, so that 7-iron just hit 170 into the wind. Not complaining. And we just hit past the green again. I don't know what it is about this course. It's deceivingly difficult. And for some reason, I just keep getting caught up in this rough. Like we'll have a birdie and then like a double bogey, which is why I don't keep score in real life, because if your spread's that dramatic, really, you're probably not ready to be keeping score yet. Yeah, these are tricky little pins. I think we just took a triple on that, so we got to get our shit together here. This is going to be a real ugly round. 263. I think once you're consistently hitting pars and bogeys, maybe maybe start keeping score. But when you're still hitting shit like 10s, 8s, and 10s, like, there's no reason. Because you're just going to blow your scorecard up. Looks like we are just a few yards short of driving that green with the 3-wood. See? And then you'll hit a 250-yard 3-wood. You're like, maybe I should start keeping score, bro. No, you still shouldn't keep score. You suck. Let's see here. Yeah, +6 and +10 those are damn good scores. Damn good scores, sir. I certainly don't shoot scores like that. I mean, I'm 7 over after 7 holes, so those are good scores. Something certainly to be proud of. Yeah, it'll find a fairway, but if you hit it wrong, it'll also find the OB about 2 jiggles of a jackrabbit's ass. Just because it has so much potential, you can really get it going. And it's a regular flex shaft, so you can put some whipping action into it if you so choose. Let's just say the rest of the round is no driver. Let's just hit the 3-wood or the 5-wood or the 7-wood. Have a good time, actually find some fairways. I can outdrive most people on the tee box I'm with outside, but in GSPro for some reason it just doesn't work. Pipe down the middle. 275, 285, but in GSPro, there's just something I'm doing that it doesn't like. Something I'm doing it doesn't like. That was a really good shot. 3-wood, 243. Dead down the middle. 201 still left to go. Let's just play these fairway woods here until they stop working for us, which could be right now. I think it's funny that the club that kind of matters the most, arguably, for some reason that doesn't work correctly in the simulator. Yeah, I'm not bragging because there's certainly people who hit further than me. I'm simply making a contrast and comparison between the simulator and outdoor. I think when I was in Ohio with Flying Fat Kid, I was only hitting, you know, whatever the going rate would be between the differences in altitude. But I also don't think it's GSPro, because if you look, If you look at the data, the raw data from the launch monitor, it's not really telling much different of a story. If we look at the offline, okay, that makes no sense to me. But you're not going to be playing your best golf in here if you can't get off the tee. Yeah. You know, I think maybe it could be 3 wood in the simulator and then I would just only hit driver outside, which I think I've mentioned a handful of times and then I keep on not doing it. It's just so utterly disappointing, the driver in the simulator. Not as disappointing as that shot. I don't know what it is with this club. Ping Answer Forged. It's pretty old. It's green dot, which means it's not a standard lie. I don't see anything in here about the grind or the bounce. But for some reason, it is kicking the piss out of me today. Like I have to pick the ball off the mat or I kind of dig in. It's taken me long enough to get down to those scores. It's short flop shots that I excel at lately. The way I see it, I don't have long distance, but short game is really just as important, if not more. I agree, the short game is actually the most important part. Else anyone, right? Those long drive guys, they would be dominating if it was only... that was the only thing that mattered, was your drive. They'd be winning everything because they'd just get near the green and then bada bing, bada boom, right? But all those long drive guys, they're not, you don't typically see them at the top. Well, I guess Bryson. And then for some reason, I'm pulling the hell out of these shots. Man, I even took not enough club and still went that far. That's crazy. What was the altitude here? I know it sounds like all I do is bitch. That's because all I do is bitch. The simulator is like, for the most part, not that much fun. I mean, it's helped out a lot, don't get me wrong, but I remember I remember in the beginning of the season, before it was warm enough to golf outside regularly, I was like, what's going on with driver? I can't hit driver. And then I'd go out on the real golf course thinking I was going to hit the same shots, and it was not even in the same ballpark. And so I would get my confidence back, and then I'd come into the simulator and it'd be the same shit over and over and over again. Yeah. Distance is tough because, you know, some courses are more forgiving to long hitters than others are. Like I got some OB here. I need to hit like a $175 off the tee. So I'm not going to be able to hit long on this hole, but I know that I'm going to need to chip and putt. Like, that's non-negotiable. Not every hole you're going to have to hit a long ball on, but every hole you're probably going to have to chip or putt, right? I don't think that that's going to cut it. Must have been toey, I'm guessing. Was that off the toe? Yeah. So we're eating 2 more strokes for OB. Let's go ahead and re-hit. Let's actually put a ball on the fairway this time. I'm guessing this shot is going to be epic. Haven't hit off the toe very much today. That's sort of disappointing. Yeah, see, that's still coming over, but it might be long enough. Uh-oh. It was still wanting to come over, and then we hit the cart path, which is kind of humorous. What do we got to the pin? 230. There's a lot of danger here, and it's a par 5. I'm going to try to hit this 3-wood. And it's obviously very risky. Where do I want to aim? My miss is different with the 3-wood almost every time, so let's just aim down the pipe. Well, no, the ball's going to want to come out left. Let's aim a little to the right. This probably isn't a 3-wood shot either, maybe a 5. It's actually really nice that you can say you have a great short game. There's nothing about my game I would say is great in the simulator. Okay, I think we just bought 2 more strokes. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. That we might have been okay. Let's just keep hitting the same shot until we can get it up there. It doesn't really matter. It's a video game. Let's see here. Pretty duffy there. What do we got now? Oh, it wouldn't even stay in the short grass. 85 yards. Something about these clubs touching each other makes these monitors turn off sometimes. I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's get out of this hole. You certainly can't expect much of a score when you have 2 OBs on 1 hole. It is what it is, folks. Okay, what do we got next? What do we got next? Ooh, I don't think I've got a, no, I think I got a 10. I think I got a 10 last week. What do we got here? .310. Let's see if we can stay out of this water feature here. I think it is going directly for the water feature. Nope, we made it. We're over. How far did that damn ball go? 240 with the tree wood. Okay, we got 77 yards in. I'm not really sure what club that is. I know I say that every time, but I'm serious. I don't know what club it is. That was thin, so that is maybe okay. Let's not. Okay, we're nowhere near the OB. Let's chip this up. the shot I intended to hit, but it worked. Let's chip it again. What do we got now? What do we got now? 246 over some trees. I have to hit through a tree just to get to the landing spot. If you guys weren't already familiar with how much I despise tee boxes like this, you're all caught up. You are all caught up. There's no need for it. Golf's already hard enough without playing stump the dummy. Okay, let's see here. Oh, wow. Is that at least going to be in bounds? Okay, good. What do we got? I think it's definitely a sweet looking course, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like when my game is on, when I'm able to drive in the sim and my shots are going mostly straight, I don't really fear any course. Like I was hitting pretty well last time I played Middle Earth, and I was doing fine. I didn't like break any records. But when you can't hit the ball, every course is a threat. Every shot is a threat. And then if you're not hitting well in combination with a course that's kind of tighter and has some tougher stuff for you to maneuver through, you're going to get your ass handed to you. Yeah, it's Flying Fat Kids League. I should have known something was going on when I saw how easy the settings were. It's called Raven Rock. .306. It's pretty wide open here. Let's hit driver. And I'm sure it'll just be a shot for the ages here. For some reason, I just can't hit driver in here. That shot was such a piece of shit. Oh man, such trash. I never hit those shots in real life. Oh man, it's time for dinner. There's something going on with the graphics here. Let's turn everything down to potato mode and see if I can get some of the skipping to go away. a 200 yard par 4, guys. I am guessing that there are some people just chewing this golf course to pieces with a tailwind. A 200 yard with a tailwind, par 4. That is a dream scenario there. Let's hit an easy 5 iron here. An easy 5 iron, that ain't too bad. That probably could have hit a 6. I don't know when that club started going that far. Well, no, that's on the far end of what that 5 iron will hit when properly struck. Okay. We have 2 holes left to go and none too soon. I'm not really feeling the simulator today. And it's not going to be roses every day. I just don't feel good. Like even if I was shooting well, I'd still probably not want to be in here. That shot felt weird. Sit, sit. Turn left. Okay, it's gonna bend a little bit to the right. Probably nothing too significant. It's playing about 12 feet. So I gotta ask, my HLA was perfect and that didn't fall. I find that to be, well, lame. All right, we got a wide open fairway here on 18. Let's give the ball a little wall up. Can't hit driver worth a shit, but we'll still try anyway. Let's turn the club face closed again. Things I do not have to do on the regular course, and I find it aggravating. Yep, sky ball. Oh, buddy. Get in the fairway. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, did we break another one of these SIGPRO tees? Uh-oh. Okay, 150-yard drive is what it is. That does not happen on the real golf course. Let's just move along here. Okay, we still got a ways to go here. What's our best bet? What's our best bet, sucker? We got some wind. Well struck ball. It's drawing over. Not bad. Be pretty happy with that in real life. Get the ball up on the green. I thought that was going to hit the pin. It literally, from what I could see, rolled right over the cup. Good old GSPro. Good old GSPro, baby. I think it was 5,300 yards or something. Yeah, 5,300 yards. You should tear this course a new asshole, honestly. I made too many mistakes. Anyway, guys, 87 on a 5,300 yard course. Pretty shitty. We got a 9 here. Luckily, it was a par 5. Nothing else was too egregious. We got a 6 on a 3, a 9 on a 5. That hurts pretty bad. And everything else was just a regular bogey. Couple of birdies and a small handful of pars. Let's look at stats. Nothing too bad here, guys. Couldn't hit a fairway, which is fine. That's not like a major scoring statistic. Green in regulation is a major scoring statistic, and we hit 33%. Yep. Nothing much going on here. Let's back out to the GSPro splash screen and see if we have any final stuff here. Triple Threat Golf says as soon as he can hit 200 plus off the tee and hit his irons solid more times than not, you're going to join some of the team fun. I wouldn't wait, dude, because that day may never come. I don't know what skill level of golfer you are, but my dumbass thought that if I hit 1,500 balls a week for a year, I would be like hitting solidly in like the 80s. No such luck, dude. It's a whole different animal. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing the 1 lengths. I got a new set coming in the mail. It might be on the porch right now. I think I heard the mailman. Excuse me, mail person. You're not allowed to say mailman anymore. Some 1 lengths with graphite regular flex shafts, and it's 4 through pitching wedge. And then I'm going to figure out the gapping and work on deciding on what scoring irons I want. But yeah. Looks like that's all the questions we've got. Let's start turning down the simulator here. Turning it off. Okay, we're back to Windows. Not a whole lot going on here. Shut down the button box. Shut off the lights for once in my life. And then go eat some dinner. Let's go eat some dinner. Okay, guys, I appreciate you tuning in as always. Some days are good in here, some days are not good, but it's all about having fun. And whatever you got to do to have fun, I highly suggest doing that. Don't wait until this is happening or wait until that's happening. Just get out and play some golf, whether you're doing it in here or out on the real course. Just make sure you're having a good time. For instance, right now I'm not keeping score on the golf course. I haven't kept score in the last dozen or so rounds, probably half a dozen rounds. And I'm a lot happier because I'm not out there worrying about what I'm scratching on my scorecard. All right, guys. May your shots be something you desire and go some distance you desire. That's all I got for you. Those are my words of wisdom. We'll see you later, guys. Signing off.